Hello, hello, hello. Thank you everybody for joining me. It is 4:09 Mountain Time here in the US. And we are going to do predictions for joining me. Whoops. We're going to turn mute on my transmission. We're going to do predictions for Monday, December the 18th for every sign. And then we'll do Reiki, and then we'll have free-for-all questions. Striving, oh my goodness, you're here right as soon as I walk in the door. How are you today, my dear? Let me get you a card of the day. Ricky Jorgensen, hey, 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 glad to see you, my dear. Striving's card of the day coming right up. Okay, you know the deal with the card of the day. Will have happened within the past 24 hours, if not within the next 24 hours, very current. If you're hearing about it, it is that you're hearing about it for your own best interest, and it is something that Spirit would like you to be more aware of than what you would be if the card did not show up. Five of Bows is what's coming up for you in reverse. In this deck, the Five of Bows in reverse talks about not feeling very empowered, sort of being in a situation where you feel like there's only a limited amount of things that you can do. So finding yourself in a situation where you would like to be able to have more freedom to do more, be less restricted, and feel like your hands aren't tied, but not exactly knowing quite how to get from where you are to there. That's what that card talks about. Angela, hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Glad to see you here. Gemma Croft Baker, hello, hello. Glad you're here as well. You feel like a tick. Did you eat a lot of food? Ricky, you're up next. Let's do a card of the day for Ricky. La da dee da 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 da. Angela. And hello to Jillian and Papette and Robin and who else? Aubrey. How could I forget Aubrey? Ricky's card coming up. La da da, la da da. Ba da da. Okay, so let's see. This was Ricky's card that I just pulled. I didn't even look at yet. Taking care of issues there. Ricky, what you have is the Ace of Wands. This just means that within the past 24 hours or the next 24 hours, you're having a wonderful, inspiring idea, an idea about something that you can do that calls upon your creative juices and can be very enterprising, may even be a way for you to make more money, or it could be a way to just improve some situation in your life. And it's something that you're actually looking forward to enacting. La, da, 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 da. You just finished driving for the day. Where were you driving? Oh, yeah, I don't know what's going on striving. Let's see. That's true. Awesome. Thank you for that, Ricky. Slam dunk. What kind of inspired idea? What are you thinking about? Let's see, who is in here next? Next was Angela. Let's do a card for Angela. You're quite welcome. Okay, Angela Lukes. Oh, okay. All right, well then, don't type it here because if I say it out loud, someone in your house might hear me. Oh, do you come? I used to be a truck driver's wife and rode with them for like 2.5 years solid. I never actually drove. sneaky laugh. Are you the only one not getting a reading? What are you talking about? You were the fourth one in. You'll get the fourth card. Queen of Cups coming up for Miss Angela Lukes. This just tells me that today you're feeling very in touch with your emotions and in a healthy way. This is not like, I am really in touch with my emotions and I hate you. Let me throw this plate across the room at you. It's not like that. This is very in touch with your emotions. And I really feel like you're doing some reflecting about what those emotions might mean and where they might lead you. Demetria Holmes, hello, hello. Thank you, Anna. Been in 48 states? Yep, me too. And I was stationed in Alaska with the Air Force, so I've only got one I still need to hit before I die. You're quite welcome. And in fact, Gemma, you are next. So let's take a peek at Gemma's card of the day. And then I'm going to have to back up and see who's after Gemma. I don't remember who came in the room after that. Excuse me for all my throat clearing. Let's see. I may be really unprofessional and try to chew a piece of gum and talk to you guys here in a minute. We'll see what happens. Just to keep the throat wet. Oh, Gemma. I don't want to show you your card. Blech. What you got, my dear, is the devil. Actually, it's not as bad as it sounds. It just means that you're facing some kind of fears. So within the past 24 hours, you faced some kind of fear, or if not then within the next 24 hours. This is usually a situation where you're looking at something that could be really scary and you're finding backup plans and ways that you could get around actually letting this thing be a problem. Does that sound about right to you, Ms. Gemma? A down but emotional day. Wow. That makes sense. You're quite welcome, Angela. Let's see who is in here next. There was Gemma, striving. I already gave a card. Angela has one. Ricky has one. Ba-da-da. Kim Hefner, you're up next. Let's see. Alaska's wonderful in the summertime. I don't recommend it in the winter. I was 100 miles south of the Arctic Circle. I think my coldest day while I was there was 68 below zero in Fahrenheit degrees. But summer is amazing and gorgeous. The only good thing about winter is that's when you see the aurora borealis. So I might do that again to see the aurora borealis someday. I might brave the winter. Let's see here. Kim's card coming up. Your name is Demetria. Did I call you Demetrius? I'm sorry if I did. I knew two Demetriuses when I was in high school. I don't know that I've ever met a Demetria in person before. That may be why. Sorry. So let's see here. Kim's card. What you got, my dear, is the Ancestor in reverse. This looks to me like there's some kind of commitment that you've made or that you came close to making and you're backing out now. This card can come up, Kim, if you were thinking about marrying somebody and then you're like, whoa, let's put the brakes on that idea. This could be talking about any other commitment as well that you just are like, yeah, maybe not. Okay, so that was for Kim. I hope that makes sense for you. Demetria is up next. Well, I'm glad you made it back in striving. Oh, thank you, Demetria. Moraine Pomerank. Hello, hello, hello. You need a home to live. I'm not sure that this is the place to find a home to live, but I bet you everybody in here will join me in praying that you find a home to live in. So let's do that really quickly for Maureen. You have babies too, Maureen? You have kiddos with you? Demetria's card. Let's do Demetria's card. Whenever I was praying for you, Maureen, I don't know, Spirit just put it in my head to pray for a home that where you and your babies can be safe. So that's why I asked that. I think you have kiddos. Oh, that sounds cool, Kim. No? Do you have animals? Do you have pets that you keep? Not sure why I would get that then. Okay, so this is Demetria's card coming up. Demetria. Okay. Demetria, what we have coming in for you is the King of Pentacles. This is somebody, this is not somebody you're interacting with. This is you, Ms. Demetria. King of Pentacles just tells me you're on top of your game financially. You are making sure that your budget covers everything that you want it to cover. I feel like there is some restraint going on right now, and that restraint is causing things to work out well. I just feel like you're really grounded about your money, and you're just like, you know what, if I can't afford it, I'm not buying it. It doesn't need to go on the credit card right now. Thank you very much. We can have a Christmas we can afford, or whatever this is that we're talking about here. But I feel like you're being very grounded with your money and very focused on making sure not to get yourself into any kind of problem just because we're in the holiday and everybody else is. So that's your card, Demetria. Oh, that was about the Aquarius. Gotcha, Kim. Okay, so I hear you, Maureen. You're quite welcome. Let's do a card for Miss Maureen today, too. So, Maureen, I don't think I've seen you in the room before, so let me tell you what one of these cards is like. And by the way, welcome. What I'm doing is what I call a card of the day. So this is something that's a very current event. It probably happened within 24 hours, but if not within the past 24 hours, keep your eyes open for it within the next 24 hours. This is something Sacred Spirit wants you to be more aware of than what you would be if it hadn't come up on the card. And also, whatever it is coming up for your highest and best interest. So even if it's like not one of my favorite cards, there's probably a reason why you would have the heads up so that you can be prepared or look at it from a different angle or something like that. So anyway, let's see what you got. Maureen Pomeranc. Oh, Anna, I missed you. I'm sorry, honey. You'll be next. I did know you were in the room, but I just missed you in my list of people when I was looking for who was up. Okay, so Maureen, this may be talking about something that's already happened. You've got the Ten of Clubs in reverse, which just talks about putting down some responsibilities. This could actually be talking about like losing a job. This can also talk about if there's something that you were doing for somebody else that you just don't want to do anymore or you can't do anymore. This is putting down some kind of responsibility, not carrying that on anymore. So a lot of times this can also even be like coming out of a relationship if you don't want to be responsible to that person anymore. Um, yeah, I see this coming up in a lot of different ways. I know that you don't have kids, but like one example is if you normally take somebody to a music lessons and then maybe the music instructor isn't teaching that week or something. So it doesn't have to be a big deal. It can be something little, but something about some kind of responsibility that you're not doing that you would normally do. So Anna, yes, we are going to put you next. If there's anybody else who I've forgotten, please speak up. Did you miss your card? You did. You had the Five of Bows driving, but it was in reverse. And in the deck that it came up in, which it's not on the top of the deck anymore because I've pulled other cards since then, but the Five of Bows in reverse talks about not feeling very empowered, that there's some kind of situation that probably happened within the past 24 hours where you wished you could do more, you wished you had the freedom maybe even to get out of the situation, but you felt like you were limited or restricted in what you could do with that. You're quite welcome, Maureen. Okay, because I saw you in here. I thought you could see and hear me, so I was just going for it. It was only later you started talking about waiting. Let's see. Anna's card. That's what we need. I think the deck I'm on is this one. Anna, Ms. Anna. Anna, banana, fofana, Ms. Anna. All right, Ms. Anna, your card that comes up talks about balance. It's the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This tells me that within the past 24 hours, you've had a hard time keeping things in balance. This could be about financially. It is a Pentacles card, but it also can be about time, resources, energy. It could be that, you just had too much on your plate, and you weren't able to accomplish everything that you wanted to, so some things fell through the cracks. Could be as simple as that, or it could be that your money just isn't going as far as you need it to. Either way. Or both. Okay, did I miss anybody else? I think I got everybody else. Dimitri, I got, yeah. Kim, I got. Striving, Gemma, Angela, Kim. I think we're in good shape. Gemma got a card. Okay, Ricky got one. We're in good shape. I think we're in good shape. You guys will let me know if we're not. Spot on. Awesome. Thank you for the verification. Okay, let's get focused on some generals. Hey, there's Patty E. Let's not get focused on generals yet. Welcome. I think this is the first time I've seen you in the room. How are you, Patty? Let me pull you a card of the day. Card of the day is just something that's a very current event, probably already happened within the past 24 hours. Something that Sacred Spirit would like you to be more aware of than what you would be otherwise. If it didn't happen within the past 24 hours, it'll happen within the next 24 hours. Patty E. Card for Patty E. Ooh, I like this card. Okay, I'm glad to hear you're doing good, honey. You've got the Falling Tower in reverse. And the Falling Tower in reverse is a good card because it's a coming out on top card. This does imply that there was a situation where something that made you feel secure was just suddenly and surprisingly removed from your life or your experience. But whenever the card comes up in reverse, this is telling me that you're recovering from that. And as you're finding things to fill the hole or the gap that thing that disappeared left, what you're finding is that those replacement things are actually better than what you had that made you feel secure before. So it's an overcomer's card. It talks about coming out smelling like a rose, even though it looked kind of shaky there in the beginning. Okay, so that's for you, Ms. Patty E. That's good news. Next thing, let's do a general reading. Let's do Aries for December the 18th, Monday, which that looks like a new moon on my calendar. It's all black. I hope that's a new moon. Anyway, Aries, Monday the 18th. What do we have coming in for you guys? I think for a lot of you Aries, this is going to be a day of information finding, fact finding, research. For some of you, this is going to be like more formal type research, for a project or for work. For others of you, this is going to be research about people. Maybe you're trying to figure out what would be the best gift for somebody. Maybe you're trying to find out, if somebody's really telling you the truth about something. But there's definitely something here for you Aries about finding out new information and settling some things that might have been mysterious to you before. Solving those mysteries is how I want to say that for you, Aries. You're quite welcome, Patty E. Let's look at Taurus now for the 18th of December, which is Monday. Taurus, I'm really feeling that what I'm getting has to do with some kind of relationship in your life, not necessarily romantic, but I do feel like some of you are wrapping up your time with somebody here in this experience. For some of you, Taurians, I feel like there's somebody in your life who you know is getting close to crossing over into the spirit realm, and so you're trying to make sure that you've said everything that you need to say and let that person know how much you care about them. For others of you, I feel like there is some kind of collaboration that you've been doing with someone, or maybe you've been like students together at the same place for a while. But there's going to be a parting of the ways that's coming up, and you guys know this. It's not like it's a surprise. You know, maybe you're taking a job in one city and the other person's taking a job in a completely different place, something like that. So you guys aren't going to be in each other's lives constantly the way you have been. And so there's a little bit of a wrap up on this phase of the relationship where you guys have been actively interacting with each other for a while. So the sun is going down on this relationship is basically how Spirit said. I think for some of you, it doesn't mean that the relationship is over. It just means it's changing. It's morphing into something different, and you may be more at a distance from each other. And of course, you know, for some of you, this is going to be wrapping up on the 18th, but I have the sense that this is something that's going to be like a few days type of thing. I don't feel like it's going to be, okay, we're going to get together and have a goodbye dinner and that'll be that. I don't think it's like that. I think it's going to be something that takes a few days for you guys to wrap things up. Excuse me. All right, let's look at Gemini for the 18th of December, Monday. What do I have coming up for Gemini? Gemini, you've been letting the trash pile up. It's time to take it out. Take out the trash. For some of you, this is like seriously about clutter, organization, that, you know, you guys have been running top speed for a while, and so things have been kind of stacking up that really are not that useful. It's time to get those out. And the reason that it's always good to get stuff like that out is because it makes room for things that are useful around us. The other way that this can be applying to you guys, and I think for some of you, it's going to be very literally about physical stuff. Take the trash out, clean things up, get organized, sort through what is trash, what needs to go to Goodwill, what is needing to be kept, that type of thing. But for others of you, this is about relationships that you guys, some of you Geminis have just been putting up with some BS, and you didn't feel like you had the chance to get away from that. You felt like you were in a position where you had to keep putting up with the BS. I think a lot of you Geminis on Monday, you're going to be seeing that liberation is here. And you're going to be telling somebody, you know what, thank you very much for the time that you spent with me and the things that you taught me, even if they were hard lessons, and now get out. All right? So that's what I've got going on for you Geminis. Okay, so for those of you who are here, if you don't mind sharing, please share the video so people can get it on it while it is still live. It's always more fun like that. Cancers, let's look at you guys for December the 18th, Monday. What do we have coming up for you guys? Okay, so I'm hearing a strange phrase. I hope it means more to you than it means to me. I'm hearing running away with the mill. Well, how you run away with a mill, I really don't know. The first thing that I was thinking of is like a flour mill, an old-timey mill. And then I'm thinking, is a mill like an abbreviation for a million? So for some of you Cancers, you could be running away with the money. You could have won something and you could be like, okay, I'm making myself scarce until I figure out what I'm doing with this money because I don't want to give it to every single person I know that's going to ask me about this. Okay, one, inherit, whatever. Running away with the mill for some of you. But for others of you, I feel like this is a little bit more along the lines of the mill, like the flour mill, that you guys have some really good ideas about making some things that are helpful for people out in the world, or producing things that are helpful, whether it's a service or whether it's a product. And I think that you guys are really getting yourself into a position where you can get production going or offer your services to the public. And I think that it will go gangbusters. But yeah, that's two totally, totally different things. And I think both of them are going to come up for different ones of you. So like what I mean is, some of you will have one way, you'll be running away with all the money in your pocket, and others of you will be running away with this idea, like really going forward with an idea that you have about creating something that is beneficial for the community and for society, that the community and society will be happy to pay you for. 36 Mars bar. Wet in the UK today. Sorry to hear that. We have like 40 some degrees here, which I think would be 20 something where you are. I don't even know. Thank you for sharing, Ricky. Thank you for sharing, Anna. I hope that. You have a Cancer moon. Well, that's going to be your subconscious at least. Usually the moon talks about our subconscious. So 36 Mars. Let's get you a card. What kind of card do I want for you? We're going to do lavender. Tiffany James. Hello, hello, hello. Glad to see you in the room, my dear. 36 Mars bar, welcome. I don't think I've seen you before, so it's nice to have you here. Not sure if it's me or my camera. I feel like maybe my camera is wiggling. Maybe that's me. Excuse me, my throat is kind of like just scratchy a little bit today, so I apologize for all the throat clearing. Let's see, but it's still much better than it has been. Right, Nikki? Okay, so let's see here. This is for 36 Mars bar. You got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, 36 Mars. This is just telling me that right now you're lonely, you're missing somebody. Or at least you have been within the past 24 hours. And if you haven't, then be checking that out for the next 24 hours. Lonely and missing somebody, not feeling very independent. Does that sound about right for you? La, da, da, da. Tiffany, you're up next, my dear. Let's pull a card from Ms. Tiffany James today. Card of the day. Subconsciouses are very powerful, though, Ricky. You never know what you can pull in with your subconscious. La da da da. Tiffany James. Ms. Tiffany, you got the pole star. This tells me that you are on the right track. If you're wondering if you're on the right track about something, Ms. Tiffany, within the past 24 hours, or maybe within the next 24 hours, this tells me you are. This talks about your inner guidance system, your intuition, that gut feeling. This says you can trust it, you're following it, you're doing well with it. It's like a little pat on the back from Spirit, like, yeah, you're getting this. You've got your navigation system down, baby. La da da. Thank you, Ricky. Okay, let's take a peek at Leo. 36 Mars hasn't even told me if that resonated with them or not. Grace Marie, hello, hello, welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before, have I? Glad you're here. Let's pull a card of the day for you, my dear. What is today? It's Sunday, isn't it? That's why it's the weekend. I love seeing new people in the room. I love seeing my regulars too. I just love it all. Yep, for Tiffany, awesome. Well, we're glad you're here, Grace Marie. Just make yourself a part of the family. You're quite welcome. Yeah, I'm shuffling for you right now, my dear. Alrighty, here we go, Grace Marie. Okay, my dear, what you have showing up is the world in reverse. This is just telling me you have some kind of target or goals, some kind of dream that you've been reaching for or wanting to manifest in your life, Ms. Grace Marie. And The World in Reverse is basically an encouragement card. It says it's coming, just not quite yet, but don't give up. Keep moving forward because it is coming in. You may be starting to get some of those first early hints at manifestation. The rest is coming. You just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, Ms. Grace Marie. All right, so let's look at Leos. I hope that makes sense for you, my dear. Leos, Monday, December the 18th. What do I have coming up for you guys? Yeah, this card does imply the need for patience, that's for sure. You're quite welcome. Leos, it's going to be really important for you on Monday to be bathed in a sea of calm. I have, I'm seeing this color surrounding you and just like really encircling you, so that you can remain in a calm, healthy, emotional place on Monday. And I feel like this is protection from spirit, that there may be somebody who's pushing your buttons or tripping your triggers, and that this energy is there as sort of a buffer. It's going to be good for you to be aware of what's going on when you notice yourself starting to react emotionally, that somebody is tripping your trigger. And it's going to be good for you to kind of think about, how do you want to react to this instead of just automatically doing that knee-jerk reaction. I do see, like I said, you've got a little bit of a buffer, but the buffer can't do your work. It can only kind of cushion the impact on a spiritual level. Your work is to figure out how you actually want to respond to this. Okay? So you've got that little cushion just because things really could be a little bit tricky, but it's your job to make sure that that you're thinking about your reactions before you do them. That's going to help you a lot, Leos. All right, let's move on to Virgo. Excuse me. Virgo for Monday, December the 18th. Gosh, wow. Can't believe how fast time goes by. Virgo, I feel like you're going to be running around in rings on Monday, that running around in circles, trying to get everything done. It feels like you've got a lot that you're trying to get accomplished, and I feel like you're frustrated in that. I feel like it's like, okay, I'm going to go to the bank, and then you get to the bank and they're not open yet. And so then you decide you're going to go to another place and take care of business, and you get over there and maybe you're trying to pick up, a gift and it's out of stock there. And so then you have to go back to the bank, and then you have to go find this gift at some other place. And that's what it feels like just, it's a day of just running in circles of having a hard time getting things accomplished. Doesn't have to be just your daughter, but if you know where it's coming from, that always helps. 36 Mars, I gave you your card earlier. I couldn't understand why you weren't telling me what you thought of it. Your card came up as the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and that was telling me that you're lonely for somebody. You're lonely. You're missing someone. Does that make sense to you, my dear? Let's look at Libra, Monday, December the 18th. Libra, Libra, Libra. Libra, I think it's going to be very tempting for you guys to bite off more than you can chew on Monday. And it feels to me like this is probably going to happen in some kind of work setting. So normally that's going to be literally work, but sometimes this can be like work for me can be like working on a project around the house or with your child or whatever. But I feel like there's some kind of work setting in the most general sense of that word where you're biting off more than you can chew. And I think you're going to realize it really fast. And I think you're going to have to eat a little crow because I kind of am seeing some blushing going on there for you Libras. Sorry, not my favorite message to give. Let's see. Scorpio, December the 18th, Monday. What do we have coming up? Okay, so Scorpios, this is going to be a day of reflection for us. So this is actually coming in as two ways. First of all, yes, we're going to be reflecting on things. We're water signs. We do that. We're the deepest of the signs. We do that. That's kind of us. No big deal. But there's also this other aspect that's coming too as far as reflecting for us. As in, sometimes people are a reflection to us of who we are. And so I think that we may be getting kind of a little bit of a wake-up call on Monday as far as someone reflecting to us who we are in ways that we didn't realize. And I think that we may be wanting to do a little fine-tuning and adjustment on that, actually. So that's Scorpios for Monday. Tammy Bambi, welcome back. Yeah, my voice is much, much better. All your 3 kids have to stay home? They'll be crawling on the wall. That's going to be fun. All right, so Mars, I still haven't heard, does that resonate for you or not, honey? Let's do a card for Tammy Bambi. I want to call her Tammy Bambi, but it's really Tammy Bambi. You might have to watch me on that. La da da da. Tammy Bambi. Oh, yeah. I get it. Well, you're just going to have to recruit them all to help you create a calm day, or else you're going to be going nutty. Take your pick. Tammy, coming up right here. Okay, Miss Tammy, here's your card. You have the Knight of Clubs showing up in reverse. Knight of Clubs in reverse. I want to feel around about this one before I actually talk to you, Miss Tammy. I feel like there's something that you've accomplished or you've achieved, Miss Tammy, and either within the past 24 hours or the next 24 hours, you're just like, you know what, thank you. I'm walking away from that. I'm kind of done with that. Not interested anymore. I've got other things to focus on now. Walking away from something you've done or you've achieved. Does that make sense to you, Ms. Tammy? La, da, da, da. It's already too late? Uh-oh. Okay, so let's look at Sagittarius for Monday the 18th. Sagittarius, all I keep hearing for you guys is cleansing. I don't know if you're taking an Epsom salt bath, if you're doing ceremonial cleansing, if you're smudging your home. There's definitely something going on with cleansing, and I feel like it's at a deeper level. I don't feel like this is just washing the dishes type of thing. For a lot of you, I feel like this is going to be at a spiritual level, some kind of ceremony, ceremonial cleansing. For some of you, you may be cleansing some bonds that you have, and for others of you, you may have just decided that it's time to do a cleanse of the energies that you're allowing to be influencers in your aura. And for those of you who have no earthly idea what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, but that's the message. Reflecting, yep, Tammy. Knight of Clubs in reverse for you, Tammy, is what I got. And that has to do with you're walking away from something that you've achieved. You're like, okay, I'm over that now. I'm leaving now. Okay, so for those of you who have not already shared this, please share. We have 3 more signs to go, and then we're going to do Reiki. I love to have more people in here for Reiki than not, because that way if they have questions about it, they can ask me. Let's see. So thank you for those of you who have not shared, who are sharing again now, and thank you to those of you who shared earlier. Capricorn, let's look at you guys for December 18th, Monday. Capricorns, what I'm hearing is put a lid on it. Put a lid on it, baby. Put a lid on it. So for some of you, I feel like you're putting a lid on something that has to do with financial, spending money, how much, what's your budget, put a lid on that budget, that type of thing. For others of you, I feel like there is some kind of work project or involvement that you've been in that has been sucking away and draining away at your time, and you're just like, you know what, that's enough. We're going to hold off on this until I actually want to focus on this again. And then for others of you, you just have somebody around you that's just in your ear all the time, harassing you, blah, 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 blah. I wish you would do this better. Why can't you do that? Why can't you be more like so-and-so? What if we did this? What if we did that? Put a lid on it, baby. Not hearing that anymore. You don't have anything good to say? Put a lid on it. That's what you're going to be doing. You're quite welcome, Tammy. Thank you for the verification. Aquarius, December the 18th. Aquarius, I feel like you've kind of been going, okay, I'm just going to say it. You guys know I'm ex-military, so this is the first phrase that came into me, and I'm just going to say it. I know it's a little bit inappropriate, but you guys have been going balls to the wall for a while, and it is. I feel like on Monday, you're just like, I need a break. And I feel like you're going to be shutting down. You're going to be like, okay, I am not working today. Or if you are working, it's going to be on something completely different than where you've been putting in a lot of energy and effort. You're just going to totally switch focus and change focus because you need a break on what you have been working on. So I just see you just shutting it down. And I really think that if you tried to force yourself to work on whatever you have been working on some more, you're just not going to be able to make yourself do it. So yeah, taking a break from something. You haven't used that put a lid on it phrase in a while? I haven't heard it in a while. Kathy, hello, hello. Glad to see you in the room. How are you? Let's do a card for Kathy. Hello, GSJ. Welcome, welcome. Ba-da-dum. Yep, we're getting ready to do Pisces and then Reiki and then general questions. We're almost there. Glad to hear that you are great. Glad to see you both here. Kathy Cephas's card coming right up. Coming right up. All right, what do we have here? Two of Wands showing up in reverse. Kathy Cephas, this just tells me that there's something going on where you're trying to make a decision in your life and you're having a little bit of trouble figuring out which way you want to go here. You've got a couple of good options. It's not like you have a bad choice. It's just like which choice would be the best one. And you're a little confused about that. Does that make sense to you, honey? GSJ Mac, let's do a card for you, my dear. So for those of you who don't know, I don't know if anybody here doesn't know, but cards of the day are very current situations. They either happened within the past 24 hours, which is more than likely, or they're going to be coming up within the next 24 hours if you haven't seen them within the past 24 hours. They are something where I just let Spirit show whatever he wants to show, whatever he would like us to be more aware of than what we would be without the card, and something that is for our highest and best interest to hear about. Thank you for the verification, Kathy. Patty E., thanks for stopping by and hanging out. I do appreciate it. You have a wonderful week if I don't see you again here, my dear. Let's see. So this is GSJ Max card that we're working on now. GSJ Max. We had this card earlier, but it was in reverse off the same deck. You got the ancestor, my dear. Now, the ancestor is telling me that right now you are really considering making a commitment, GSJ. And whenever this card comes up, Sacred Spirit is asking you to really think about it. Count the cost before you actually make that decision. It's not saying don't do it. It is saying, though, count the cost before you make the decision. And a lot of times, the way I take this is that if we get into a situation where we've committed to something, but we haven't thought about the cost that we might have to pay to be in that position, excuse me, then whenever the cost starts coming due in whatever way that it comes due for us, we may be unprepared to handle that. And we might go, oh, what did I get myself into? So this basically is, it's not saying don't follow through on this decision, but it is saying prepare yourself for whatever may come if you really do want to pursue this decision further. So like if you're deciding to get married, you want to think about what's that going to mean for your lifestyle change? What's that going to mean for your finances? What's that going to mean for your me time? You know, something like that. Same thing, if you're considering starting up a business, what is that going to mean for your time? What's that going to mean for your family time? What's that going to mean for your finances? What's that going to mean for your sanity? So it's just saying count the cost before you really settle in on this decision that's on your mind. Does that make sense to you, honey? And let's see, let's look at Pisces for December the 18th. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Pisces, I have this sense of you guys kind of like slipping through the cracks, almost like you're a ghost, like walking through the walls without being noticed. Not saying you're going to die and become a ghost, but I do feel like you are trying to lay low. Like you're trying to go unnoticed on Monday. In fact, it's kind of reminding me of in basic training in the military, you know, all the people that have been in there before, what they tell you is lay low. Don't catch anybody's attention. You know, don't do anything super bad, but also don't do anything super good. Just lay low. This is kind of the energy that I'm feeling about you, Pisces, that you're just trying not to get anybody's attention. You're just trying to make it through the day so that you can just breeze out and move on to the next thing once the day is over. That's what it feels like to me for you guys, Pisces. GS, JMAC, which one did you get? Oh, the decision one. Oh, honey, I'm sorry, Mars. Oh. Hello there, Fatima Leila. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Well, that would definitely make sense with that card, Mars. Maybe the Libra should lay low like the Pisces. Maybe. Alrighty, let's see, let's see. This is for Fatima Leila. Welcome. Have you been to the room before, Fatima, when I've been live? I understand, Mars Bar. I lost a significant other in 2011, October 29th of 2011, so I get it. Sometimes everything is fine and you can think about the good memories, and sometimes all you can do is be pissed that they're gone. You have? Okay. Cool, cool. Then I don't have to tell you what this card's all about. So, card of the day for Fatima Leila. Fatima, Fatima. Four of Arrows in reverse, this just means you're doing something in a different location. You could actually be traveling to a completely different location, or you could be working in a different location than usual. I've even seen this come up when somebody was taking their kid to a different babysitter than normal while they were at work. So something's happening in a different location. That's happening within the past 24 hours. And if not in the past, then within the next 24 hours. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so let's do Reiki for everybody. We've got all the signs covered. So we're going to do 5 minutes of Reiki. Let me start that right now. And I have set the intention with this Reiki for whatever will benefit each of you the most. If you would like to alter that intention to something that would be more specific for yourself, feel free to do that. For those of you who are joining after the live broadcast is over, all you have to do is set the intention to receive the Reiki, and you can get just as much benefit from it as somebody who is here right now. So we're going to do this for 5 minutes. If you guys notice any kind of sensations in your body that you're kind of wondering what that means as far as energy shifts, feel free to pop it up in the chat box and I'll tell you whatever I can tell you about that. Also, if you guys find yourself having different emotions than what you were when we first started sending Reiki, know that that is a part of the healing process as well. If those emotions happen to be negative, just feel free to acknowledge them and you release them to the universe to heal. Every time you have Reiki, you get those chills? Well, the base of the neck going up to the skull, you know, the neck is all about flexibility and things that you look at and things that you see, things that you can contemplate. So basically, you may have been limited or restricted earlier in life in the things that you were allowed or authorized to think about or to look at. You know, if you were brought up in a situation where there was some kind of strict adherence to a particular religion or a way of thinking, then you could have felt very restricted about the things that you could think about and how you could look at them. So whenever you have this energy that's going up from the base of your neck into the base of your head, what's going on is now you're getting more flexibility. Now you have an energy shift that's allowing you to look at and consider more things, more perspectives, more ideas, and to consider them, you know, in a healthy way, not to just push them away because they're not what people around you tell you that you can think or consider. Yeah. If you're feeling like missing right now, that's part of the healing. So 36 Mars, just what you did right there, you just acknowledge the feelings. That's good. The next step for you is to go ahead and release those feelings to the universe so that the universe can start to heal those feelings up and make them whole and bring them back to you as energy that will help you moving forward. Not moving on, moving forward. On the right side of the head in here, do you have anything medical going on there that you know about? Like, do you have sinus issues that you know about on that side? With Reiki, what can happen is, and there's a certain name for it, not that you're aware of? Okay. Okay, Mars bar. You're feeling it at the temples. So Sometimes with Reiki, what can happen, and I haven't seen it very often, I've seen it a couple of times though. Sometimes if you have something that's wrong and you're applying Reiki, sometimes the symptom gets worse before it gets better. It sort of exacerbates and then it clears up. So that may be something that's going on with you, Tammy. You may have a situation you didn't even know about that's coming up. Tingling at the temples. That just has to do with feeling and perceptions. I don't mean feeling, like thought processes and perceptions, how you perceive things. Also has to do with how you deal with stress as well. So hopefully that'll help you with tomorrow when the kids are crawling up the walls. Okay, so that's 5 minutes of Reiki. Time for free-for-all questions. You guys have 5 minutes to ask me whatever question you want to ask me. If it does feel like I'm going to have to dig into too many layers to give you a good, solid answer, I will be recommending a reading, but usually the questions you guys are coming up with, that's not the case. So just throw it out there. I'll be happy to look at it, and if I can't answer it real quickly right here in this format, I'll let you know we need really a more formal reading for that. But otherwise, I'll be happy to answer it here. Throw it up in the chat, Grace. Let's see it. You're quite welcome, GSJ. That's way too open, Fatima. You're going to have to ask me a specific question. I could spend I don't know, I could spend an hour talking to you about what could come up career-wise. So ask a specific question if you guys don't mind. Remember, we're only doing like 5 minutes here, and there's a lot of people that might have questions they would like answered. Has the Pisces man broken up with his girlfriend? No. Relationship, what's happening? Once again, not a very specific question. I want a specific question. I mean, I'm assuming you know what's going on in your relationship. If you want to know what to expect next from your partner or what's coming within the next week down the line, something like that. Will this week hold a surprise about your son's father? I'm hearing yes. Spirit's also laughing, though. They're like, not much of a surprise, though, is it, if you already know about it? Best advice for Grace Marie right now. I'm assuming this is in regards to her relationship. Best advice for Grace Marie in regards to her relationship. I'm going to take that question because I started on it already. Okay, looks like there's not a lot of communication going on, but you guys still have a lot of potential. I would expect that you're going to be the one that's putting out the energy to get this relationship back on track. I think you'll be the one to make the first contact here. Some people are willing to rent a small part of your property to build a rehab clinic for 5 years with a possibility to buy it. Will it be good to accept or just wait for a buyer for all the property? Better for Anna. Is it the best idea for Anna to accept this, or better for her to wait and sell the complete property? Accept this. Wait and sell all together. I don't know that I would accept this as it stands, but I do think that it's better than waiting and trying to sell the property altogether. I do see that there's more negotiation and more communication needed to go back and forth between you and these other people to make sure that you're getting a fair deal with this and that all the details are ironed out. And, obviously, this is Mercury retrograde. I probably don't have to tell you that you don't want to make any decisions right now, but you do want to be really examining and re-examining this whole offer. Glad you made it back, Tiffany. Ricky, we already asked about this Pisces man in a real reading. So when we're asking like the same questions over and over, what we're doing is we're asking spirit to get offended at us and start messing with our heads. So let's not ask repeat questions about this stuff, okay? Because that just ruins my reputation and makes you upset with me. Will this Leo get packaged off from work within the next few months? Are you talking about yourself, Julie, or are you talking about somebody else? Tiffany, I'm hearing that you need to see a doctor about that in your back. I think you've got a little bit of nerve stuff, and you should have a professional look at it. I am not a medical intuitive, so this is not my specialty to answer questions like that. So pretty much anytime you send me a question like that, I'm going to say you need to see a doctor. And that's what I think here. You need to see a doctor, honey. One more question and then I'm going. Okay, so Julie wants to know, will she get packaged off from work within the next few months? I'm hearing no. All right, so that was the last question. I am glad to see you all here. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out and for sharing these videos so that I get to meet more and more and more people. This is so much fun to do this here with you guys. Everybody have a fantastic week if I don't get to see you before next weekend. And I will hopefully actually see you the next time I do this, which will hopefully be tomorrow. Peace out.